My name is Mario Christian, and you guys are at No Free Coffee today. I hope you enjoyed the experience. Welcome to the Tiny Cafe. Nashville, Tennessee. I got started, I guess, just in the film industry after college. Moved to Atlanta, worked in music videos, moved to New York. Later on, moved to Los Angeles like 3.5 years ago, working at Atlantic Records as a video commissioner. And now I'm at Instagram as a video producer. So I work in content, and then I do this on the side, No Free Coffee. No Free Coffee was inspired just like traveling, like going to Japan. Me and my wife would both working in entertainment and just music space. We both were just like, yo, you know, it gets tiring. We go to concerts, we're not excited about them anymore. Like, just, you know, feeling that pressure, like I want to do something new and escape. So we'd always joke about like moving to Tokyo, like going there like once a year, just getting inspired. We're like, yo, we should just stay here and like open a coffee shop. And that's like our escape route of like leaving all of this like kind of behind or whatever, right? Then one day, just feeling super inspired coming back from a trip in Japan, we were just like, yo, let's just do this. Where we're just like, yo, let's just do coffee and make it cool. One of our secrets to success is definitely, you know, bringing a team on board. Like, you can't do it yourself. Know your strengths and your weaknesses, you know, fill those in with people who are dope. You know, those looking to not only start a business but be financially independent, definitely, you know, make that a priority. Like, get someone that actually is expert in that subject matter. Like, that is a science and an art in itself. So find someone that can, like, you know, find an accountant, find a trusted person to look over your funds, maybe hold your funds, and, you know, just start. Like, admit that you're not great with it, and then, you know, you can find help. So starting No Free Coffee, I instantly was like, okay, you need like a team. Like, you need people who know what they're doing and know, like, I don't know anything about like how to do my tax returns, and if something goes wrong, who do I call for that? So I was like, yo, living in the Heights, I met my boy Alex, who was just like, you know, super smart, like worked in Wall Street, finance guy, basically helping like companies, you know, grow their business in a way that they can, you know, see like, you know, more growth year to year. So I was like, yo, he would be great to like bring on. He started a business, the New Blue Collar, which is super dope. And I was just like, yo, like, would you want to be a part of this? Daniel, who also has a business, Kids of Immigrants, so I was like, yo, it would be dope to have him like kind of do the production and run the merch. He already knows that world. It's not just cool hoodies, like it's a lot of like, who's making the tech pack to this, who's dropping these blanks off, who's like picking up the stuff. So I knew he knew like, you know, the connections for that, and we were just homies first. So, and then that's when it got down to like, all right, like we're all like three bros, like, you know what I mean, we need some like balance in this, like who's gonna like help like will us in and kind of like lead the ship when we're just talking about art shit, not thinking about like the POS system for checkout, which then I was like, oh, me and my homegirl Vanessa, who has her own company as well called Handle.
She, in a way, she's like, in a good way, she's like a mom to us, because she's like making sure we're on our shit. Like,
she do.
If anybody's slacking, you're gonna hear it from B.
You're gonna hear about it.
You're gonna be like, yo, B's gonna ask you that question, like, hey, did you do this? And I'm like, fuck, I didn't.
So we all three have different companies, and I saw all three of those different strengths, and it was just like, let's make this like a team thing, a family thing, coming together. And I'm just like up late at night on Tumblr and different things, pulling inspiration, like, yo, we should do this. This would be fire. Yo, I tried this coffee, like at the shop, they had like Sprite in it. Like, this is nuts. Like, who knew you could do that? At this point, we're just, you know, we're investing back into the brand. One of my business partners, Daniel, always says, like, we have to keep adding value to the brand. So that's just the stage we're in right now, you know, we're just figuring it out. Social media was super important in terms of starting No Free Coffee, especially Instagram, because it was just a place where there's already an audience. There's already a world of people that you know that you can connect with and you could just blast. And that's why it's important to storytell, because everything on Instagram can kind of like look convoluted or like the same. And when you're storytelling, you stand out, and just figuring out, putting the paint where it ain't. And that's what we did. If you're starting your own business, social media is huge, you know, in terms of connecting with fans, creating community, building a trust where like, they're like, yo, I know I can come here for this type of content, for this type of product, especially just like, you know, connecting dots and, you know, DMing people like, yo, I love your work, bro. Like, you might meet a dope graphic designer that can help you with your next project, so use that.
No Free Coffee has its own identity, and we don't like to jeopardize that. We're just, you know, oversaturating ourselves everywhere. Mm-hmm. So, you know, just really kind of like owning that and like growing with that and seeing where it takes us, it's been beautiful.
Starting a business early on, I think it's like super important to tell a story so that people just kind of follow. It's almost more important than like making the product and giving them first. Like people don't want to feel like they're being sold something, or like you're trying to, force something down their throat. So it's like, yo, this is the color palette. You know what I mean? People follow that. They're like, well, why did they post that? Or what does this color palette mean? Or, going to like a dye house and just showing the process of that. Like people actually just showing the process of the branding itself and the product itself, and then using that as branding, I think is like key. Some of the struggles early on was just trying to figure out how do we create a presence in a pandemic when like we're inside, people are nervous to be outside, people are scared. The idea of like us just doing coffee and dropping it off didn't sound exciting. The idea of just doing coffee and that just being it didn't sound exciting. So that was definitely a struggle. There's a lot of just Call of Duty, a lot of GTA on PlayStation, late nights, yo, when are we gonna get a break? We obviously thought of this idea before the pandemic started, and the kind of concept was just doing pop-ups and renting out spaces and having people pull up. But I definitely think having that time to sit down and be able to like just go back to the drawing boards and say, okay, like how can we actually operate like within this, because people are still picking up coffee, and that was still kind of a key like way to market the brand. Like no free coffee is an ever evolving concept, and coffee is just a medium we're choosing to like communicate through. So it was just like, all right, how can we still get this out into the world? That's when my wife was just like, in Italy, they reopened their wine windows. The tiny cafe window is definitely inspired through just being at home in a pandemic, and it's in a way, on the bright side of it, the customer sees it and it's like just a new way of presenting coffee. But definitely inspired through like the wine windows in Italy and Florence. Figuring out how to make coffee was like a great starting point. It was like, okay, like I want to do this. We're sitting down in the house. Connor Kosher was an amazing partner to start getting our beans from. We got connected through one of my business partners. I had a friend who works in Miami with them, so having that resource and that tool of like teaching and like learning and coming here to this learning facility to like learn how to actually make coffee was definitely not that easy. Like like learning here, coming here and just be like, all right, cool, and then going home and trying it like took like a couple months, you know what I mean? So that was like definitely something like to get through. Creating like a space where like people come and it's like, yo, dang, I forgot my wallet. It's like, oh no, you're good, it's on us. You know what I mean? Like it's not that deep. Like I think creating the community and using just coffee as like the conversation starter, doing that in such a like accepting way. The customers come up, they're like super excited. Sometimes like there was a kid like in our comments like a couple months ago, was just like, yo, I would love to have that purple hoodie, man. I'm just broke right now, and like it was just like, yo, send me your information. We'll send you a hoodie, bro. Like you sending you a free hoodie isn't gonna like destroy our business, but it also will leave a mark on like him. He'll remember that. Maybe he'll start a business and remember like, yo, that was why I really fucked with them, and I'll add that like type of thinking and type of like community to mine. So
these pop-ups, they get smoother and smoother. They run so great. Like people show up, show love. It's great to be over at the window, seeing people come up, see the same faces, see new faces. It's just nice to continue seeing those people and develop relationships with them, and they become our community. It's not just servicing customers. Like these are friends, these are family, and this is new family for us too.
Compared to our first pop-up, this is definitely, we're still learning, still figuring it out. Like I said, Vanessa has like a better way of doing the system together. We've made the drinks faster now. Like, we have more baristas to kind of help with flow. But again, like No Free Coffee is a ever-changing concept centered around coffee and experiences. So we expect to continue learning and continue growing.
At the same place where we had the very first pop
Almost
up.
a year ago.
Yeah, it's a full circle right now.
Yeah, full circle moment right
circle.
now.
Aww.
Yeah.
Friends.
Yeah.
I think some of my favorite restaurants in LA, I really like them because the customer service is awesome. Like we'll go to like, you know, one of our favorite Thai restaurants and they'll just bring a bottle of wine out because we go there a lot. The goal now for No Free Coffee is to really like figure out ways where we can ingest our brand and figure out ways where we can, you know, storytell through other, you know, different brands through collaborations. Compared to when we first started, it was just like, and it still is about building the brand and putting more equity into the brand and so people know what it is and, you know, just building it up and putting the money and the resources and everything that we've learned back into it to make it even bigger next time. Out of type shit.
Yeah. Cheers.
Thank you guys for coming through. Welcome to No Free Coffee, Tiny Cafe, and thanks for watching Complex News.